We started a company in January to service small businesses because VaynerMedia is made for Fortune 500s. I think it was around the time I turned 30 that I understood that understanding people and consumer behavior was something that I had, and that there was a way to deploy it against something besides selling more wine, right? And so I'm not comfortable with the word genius, Steph, but this singular thing that I think will allow me to create a lot of success in my life is predicated on emotional intelligence, and I started to understand it a little bit more in my early 30s. I think that we're living through a period of time right now between Shark Tank, between, you know, The Social Network, the movie, that people are confused and think that it's just so easy to build a business where you make $1 million a year. The top 1% earners in America make $400,000 a year, right? Like, we are not grounded in any level of practicality right now of what it takes to be the top 1% executor in America. You make $400,000 a year pre-tax. Like, everybody, I mean, I look at Instagram all day long and there's people just spewing how easy it is to become a millionaire if you just sign up for my 3-course thing, or how, you know, it's just unbelievable, the lack of practicality. One of the reasons I like producing the content that I'm producing now is it's becoming very clear to people that it takes an enormous amount of work to be successful, on top of which you actually have to have talent. Being good enough to run a business or be an entrepreneur that has a successful business is a talent.
If you truly want to be successful, you're going to have to make sure that you're constantly in a positive mindset, no matter what situation you go through. When you're going through the downtimes, you have to constantly remember of the positive things that are going on in your life, no matter how hard it gets. And you always want to be confident in yourself and your ability to do anything that you put your mind to. If you wake up every single day and constantly think you are going to achieve your goals one day, then eventually one day it will happen, no matter how long it takes. As long as you're dedicated and you're focused and you decide to wake up every single morning and improve yourself little by little each and every single day. For that's all it takes, just constant improvement day in and day out to make sure that you are constantly getting better, and you will constantly be seeing progress, which will enlighten your life every day. You're going to look back and discover how much progress you've made, and you're going to be through the roof just because you've seen how much progress you make, how much ground you've covered in such a short amount of time because you're constantly working and constantly improving every single day. And that's going to constantly keep you in a positive state of mind because you're going to be so proud and so excited about the work that you've been doing, and you've been able to see that growth and that progress throughout your time. It will truly bring joy and satisfaction to you, so that one day you'll realize all the time and energy and effort that you've put in is 100% completely worth it. Because once you're able to look back and see how far you've come, then you will truly feel the joy that it is to be successful.
The American culture is soft, and that's a great thing. That means there's been enormous amounts of prosperity, but let's not be naive. I mean, people literally complain when somebody gives them the wrong amount of like extra cream in a Starbucks $6 coffee. Like this, like we've gotten to a place where we complain, you know, out of all those lovely things you said, as I stood there getting ready to come, the part that, and I'm glad you pick up on this, and not a lot of people have said it before, so thank you. My lack of interest in complaining is so high, and when I watch what people complain about, it breaks my heart because they completely lack perspective. And I genuinely believe my happiness and optimism comes from my perspective. Even in political unrest times like right now, a lot of people are very bent out of shape, but the reality is that it's just never been better to be a human being. That's just the truth, that's just data, that's reality. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very fun time to be alive. So much going on. The internet is starting to hit maturity. Look what we're doing right now. Look, I think patience is real. Think if you guys just sat for 5 minutes right now you guys are at the top of the game. You guys put in work, you had to be patient, you ate a lot, no matter what, whether it was handed to you, you're only as good as your last at bat. You know what I mean? Like you're at the top one day and then you're not, right? Like you're the biggest comedian in the world and then you have 3 movies that blow and nobody gives a shit anymore. Like you're only as good as your last, I guess this is what I'm pushing for. You do you. I'm not judging. Who the hell am I to judge? Here's what I'm saying. You get one life. You've got real, this is America. And by the way, I'm not naive to like females, race, things like that. It's harder, but if there's anybody on earth that looks like you that's made it, that means you can too. Look, I mean, I think we're living in a time where that's like up here, right? And you're right, like big things up here, but like the practicality of making $5,000 to $50,000 more by understanding what Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube do, that's real. That's for 10,000 people that are listening right now. To make 10 million, to make 50 million, I'm trying to buy the New York Jets. Is that for everybody? No. You know, that's because I got gifted. Like, I'm not good because my dad had liquor store. I'm good because my mom and dad had sex at the right second and gave me the right DNA. I am not interested in judging people's hustle. I'm interested in telling people how I've accomplished what I've accomplished, which is I don't think I'm that talented. I do think I've outworked people. I think that's real. I also think it's controllable. And I think anybody who's watching right now, they may not be the most talented entrepreneur or salesman, an amazing craft of content, but if they outwork somebody, that is a variable that feels in control. Somebody wants to start a YouTube show, if they do it 365 days a year versus somebody that does it 137 days a year, and they're equally as talented, the person that does it 365 is gonna win. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's the only practical advice that I think I can give. Go get more talent. I can't say that, but you know, work harder and go to less happy hours and don't watch, you know, entire seasons of House of Cards. Yeah, that feels real. And so, you know, to me, I think it's amazing to take the whole month of August off in Europe. I think that's amazing work-life balance, and for many people, that's the right advice. It's just not my little narrow view on the world in the concept of if you complain about what you want professionally, well, there's a way to fix it. If you're content and you make 55,000 euros a year and you have all of August off and you're part of the dart team and you spend tons of time with your kids and you're content and you do not complain, well, then you're a hero to me.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comments section below.